welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell somewhere over there. Get all the updates. Really excited for today's beer. It's actually a beer infusion, as you can probably tell. I was talking to Sean from Nerd Sense, and essentially, I guess he gave me that. I'll credit to him with this idea, and they might start doing it too sometimes, is like if you get a 4-pack of stouts, maybe review the regular stout first and then do like 3 infusions at different times, so you kind of know what the base tastes like. You do the proper review of that. So kind of building off that idea, I kept it still barrel aged 10 Fidy for this, but I used Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I had huge success when I kind of made my own peanut butter cup using PB2 and fresh cacao nibs, freshly ground I should say. And I already bought it, but I actually have some Reese's peanut butter cups over there that I'll do at some point, where instead of trying to make that flavor in the beer, I'm just going to use those to infuse. But anyway, here's the one we have now. So I just put, probably filled up about their Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and they float pretty good. Or I'm sorry, then I poured the beer on it. They float pretty good, so who knows how much infusing it's really doing. This is maybe where a French press would be better. But because all this, sugar and cinnamon's on the outside, comes off pretty easily, I figured maybe it wouldn't need to sit as long as I did the last one. So this one I only did for maybe half an hour, probably more like 25 minutes actually at this point, I think about it. But since I put it in there first, the beer, I poured it over that. It is in contact with the beer, and I'm about to pour it out. So I think enough of it will get infused. I've had so many people say they like using Cinnamon Toast Crunch for this kind of a thing. I think the first one was my man Dusty, who said he liked it with Bourbon County. But yeah, so many people have commented like, yeah, no, do Cinnamon Toast Crunch, so here it is. Really excited. And yeah, the peanut butter cup one, people seem to really enjoy. So yeah, I'd love to keep doing stuff like this. I used to watch Darwin probably 5 years ago do stuff like this before I started ever doing beer reviews. So check out those videos too. Yeah, you lose the carbonation. Actually, speaking of Darwin doing these, I remember he would put the lid on for no reason. Only infuse like a few ounces, and then he'd cap the bottle or whatever, and then pour it over. Maybe you can work on the ratio for the flavor you want. Maybe get a little bit of carbonation in there still. But I wasn't as worried about that. But a couple guys sticking, whatever. Yeah, I mean, it looks, except for the lack of head, definitely looks the same. It just, there's particulates sticking, so you definitely see some of that cinnamon sugar sticking to the glass. There's legs where that stuff is sticking to the legs. Pretty gnarly looking. You can see aroma. It's a very chocolatey coffee roast cinnamon sweetness. In an interesting way, that cinnamon and sugar has kind of upped the dark fruit and like cherry note in it. But still a lot of chocolate and roast coming through. It's very desserty, but it's not as much as the peanut butter cup one was like pastry stout sweet, it seemed like, or like much closer to that. It's not that level of sweetness. But it is interesting how it brings out even more of the dark fruit cherry thing. It smells really good. I'm really excited to get a taste. Cheers. That's really good. People were right. That is really good. I'm trying to think which one I like more. I mean, they're both really good. I mean, I love sugar. I love dessert. Like, I'm totally one of those people. So that added sugar sweetness, like, I am loving. And I don't know how much I would have pulled out of the actual cereal, if it's all just the stuff that was on the surface. But that added sweetness is lovely. It works good because the beer is so, roasty, that dark chocolate, so that sweetness almost like brightens it up a little bit. The cinnamon I thought maybe would be like overpowering. It's not. It's very pleasant in there. it's got the gears turning, like maybe like Cinnamon Toast Crunch with like some vanilla and peppers, and kind of making like a Mexican, especially in a stout like this, like a Mexican hot chocolate thing. But yeah, that cinnamon level's nice. And when I say the cinnamon's not overdone, like, I mean, it's definitely there for like 90%. Like, when I first start drinking it, I don't quite get the cinnamon, but then it's cinnamon throughout. But the almost approaching coffee roast maintains. It really is like you made a and you see it at like a lot of coffee shops where you can put obviously sugar, but also like cinnamon, cocoa powder, things like that, on top of or mix around into your coffee. So definitely very much has that coffee, without being a coffee beer. So like also don't misunderstand that, but reminiscent of that coffee with cinnamon, dark chocolate, or cacao nibs or whatever, cocoa powder, everyone call it, mixed in. And it's just good. I'm not getting more cherry, dark fruit necessarily in the taste like it in the aroma, which I was kind of hoping to get. I tell you what, I mean, as much as I'm enjoying this, I do think a little bit of vanilla, because you get a little bit of vanilla from the barrel, obviously. Maybe that's why I keep coming back to vanilla, because if you watch my channel, you know there's never enough vanilla for this guy. But yeah, I think a little bit of vanilla and some heat would turn this into a really nice barrel-aged Mexican hot chocolate. Huge winner for me. I think maybe the peanut butter cup is a little bit better than this. I don't know. It's close. It's neck and neck. This was really good. Yeah, this is fantastic. So thank you everyone who mentioned doing this, because you were 100% right. This is fantastic. If you don't have this, French press. I mean, these are great and support Dogfish Head, but French presses might be a little bit better for this specific thing. And they make great coffee too. I love my French press. I actually have a couple French presses. But anyway, getting off track. So thank you guys for suggesting. That's awesome. Thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate that. Check me out on Instagram and on Tap. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.